Hi, welcome back to Tuesdays with Tuesday. I'm Tuesday, and I write fantasy under the name Mary E. Twomey. So today we're going to be reading the next chapter in my fantasy book that we've been reading for a couple months now, because a new video comes every Tuesday, and we are today on chapter 16. So as always, if you have not listened to the previous 15 chapters, this will make no sense to you, and you'll be like, this book is stupid. And I would really like the criticism to come when you have read all the chapters. That's how I prefer my criticism. Legit criticism. So today we're going to be reading chapter 16 together. I have various animals around my house, so I apologize for like the skittery little noises, but really, we just deal with it because they're really cute. Right now I have 2 dogs and 4 cats and a rabbit. And I very much enjoy the little skittery fun interruptions. You can't see it, but I've got a dog right here and a cat right here and a cat right there and a dog and a rabbit, and the others are wandering around the house. So you are in for a treat, because sometimes they come into the camera and it is just gonna be fun. Or they'll leave me alone, who knows. So this is Savage Hearts, which is book 1 out of 5 in the Savage Hearts series. If Santos speaks, a little reminder that he speaks sign, so I will do this with my fingers so that you know that he is speaking. Chapter 16, Sleeping with a Wolf, Adelita. It's a while before Santos slips into the bed beside me, dousing me in anxiety to layer on top of my sinking depression. I wish I'd had it in me to be happy Cruz pushed him in my direction to sleep near me tonight. But I'm too despondent to feel like anything might be okay ever again. I don't want Santos to know how pathetic my entire life has become. I don't know him well enough to show him my disgusting parts, which always ooze out through my tear ducts. I pray he doesn't catch sight of one large tear trailing down my face. I roll on my side to keep my open wound from view, completely forgetting that my shoulder is still, in fact, a semi-open wound. Ah! I gasp, livid at my own stupidity for putting weight on such a tender area. Santos has the lamp on in the next second. He rolls me onto my back, his face scrunched with concern. He's all business as he takes in my pain level that's clearly displayed on my face. I'm okay, I'm fine, I just rolled on my shoulder is all. I wasn't thinking. Santos doesn't take my word for it, but needs to investigate for himself. The sling is removed and my elbow is straightened slowly. He sets his bag next to my head and digs through it until he pulls out a vial of something that makes me nervous. What is that? He slides it between his teeth and searches until he digs out a knife. Santos, I'm all right. He shakes his head and traces a line down his cheek, while Raphael gets out of the other bed, ready to assist. I growl in frustration, embarrassed that this is how the night is ending. I'm not crying because I'm in pain. I'm crying because I'm sad. Santos freezes, deflating as he tucks the medicine back in his bag. His inquiring face matches his mouthed question. Why are you sad? Sad. I remember the way his fingers flick when he makes that sign. I shake my head and try to put on a smile. I'm fine. Just go to sleep. When Santos doesn't like this answer, he turns his chin to Raphael for a translation, as if I am the mute one. I guess in this scenario where I have answers I won't give him, I sort of am. Raphael wastes no time ratting me out. She's down because it took us barely any time to sever all ties. There's no one to come looking for her because she didn't have anyone in her life. I scowl at him. Geez, Rafi, thanks a lot. I don't need you to translate for me. Raphael shrugs with a hint of apology. I see the pity in his eyes as he sits down beside where I lay. He wears a look that says he can't believe how messed up my situation is. Put your stuff away, Santos. She doesn't need medicine. And don't worry, Linda. You're with us now. If you were gone, we wouldn't let you fade away. We'd turn over every rock until we found you. My breath catches in my throat. For all the asinine things Raphael says, that's actually the only one I needed to hear. You would? Of course. He slides Santos's bag to the floor and leans over his friend to resituate my pillow. We'll take you to the Caceres tribe. and you'll have a whole village who will notice if you're gone. I wipe away my tear and do my best to swallow any audible gulps. Thanks. Raphael picks up my hand, hurls it into a fist, and kisses my knuckles. Then he places my hand on his chest, just like I touched him when I'd been feeling his scales. He makes a contented that I think means he likes my touch. He thumbs my hip before stepping away. Santos, tuck her in so she doesn't roll over in her sleep. When Santos's head is turned, Raphael winks at me and returns to his bed beside Cruz. Though Rafi was trying to throw us a bone, pushing us closer together, Santos takes the advice to heart, tucking the covers on the far side so tight that I couldn't move if I tried. Then he turns into a wolf, hops up onto the bed, turns in 3 circles, and lays down next to me, cuddling up to my good arm. I'm fairly certain he takes up more space as a wolf. He's so enormous. But he's the best kind of cuddly, pressing his side to mine far easier than would happen if he was still a man. Santos looks over to the other 2 in bed, and then three times wary of Cruz for some reason. I'm going to read that again. I messed that up. Santos looks over to the other bed 2 and then 3 times, wary of Cruz for some reason. Just like when there was a threat on the road, Santos wraps his tail over my stomach, using his body as a shield, as if he's bracing me from a menace that I just don't understand. He trusts Cruz, loves him, but judging by the wary look in his eyes and the protective curve of his body as he shields me from the other bed's occupants, I wonder if I'm missing something big. At my inquiring eyebrows, he softens. When his maw ventures out to rest against the curve of my cheekbone, a deep sigh rolls through us both. I'm not alone tonight. Maybe I was alone for the past 2 years, but in this moment, I know I don't want to keep going down that path. So many times I let opportunity pass me by, telling myself I'd be more social when I felt better, when the pain of losing Mama was less. I'm not sure it will ever get easier to live without her, so I hold my breath and take a chance, reaching my unharmed arm between us to brush against Santos's side under the covers. He jerks with surprise, his eyes wide with questions. He doesn't know I need to be held, and I don't know how to ask him. So instead, he snuggles closer, resting his neck over my good shoulder. His fur is warm and soft, reminding me that life won't always be harsh. Our mirrored sighs tell me that even though it's not everything, it's every bit of something we both desperately need. His movements are slow between the sheets as his tail teases the few inches of skin exposed from my shirt riding up a little bit. I love that my body trusts him. He licks my cheeks as he draws teasing lines with his tail on my forearm. The tip of his tail traces from the back of my wrist over my hand and down my pointer finger, then all the way back up and down my middle finger. It's so soothing. My chest finally finds a steady rhythm that lulls me to restfulness. Santos is soundless, barely moving the mattress at all as he scoots toward me, closing the gap until there isn't an inch of space between us. I love the feel of him so near. The fact that he hasn't run away, scared from my childish tears, is a relief I didn't know I needed. I like Santos close, and for once, I'm going to let myself be selfish and drink in the warmth life is finally handing out to me. My fingers thread through his fur, and my eyes drift shut. I hope that when I open my eyes again, his will be there to greet me in the morning. That was chapter 16. Thank you for spending time with me today. I hope that you enjoy being read to. It's one of my favorite treats. I listen to a lot of audiobooks because it makes me feel like a princess being read to. And I hope that you get to feel extra special that I took some time to read to you. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I'll see you next Tuesday for the next chapter.